Sorry, guys. I thought it would pause, but it ended. It's the stupid. Okay. As we were saying, that statement made by Aliyah, who is one of the judges in Hero Remaja. Hero Remaja is a show where they choose which one is the most eligible bachelor gitu. And she is one of the winners for Dewi Remaja. And Dewi Remaja is a show where they macam crown sort of like a mini Miss Malaysia pageant thing. So Cahaya, she feels that I am the most beautiful lecturer in Yatm. So that argument, most of you cakap weak. Can you tell me why it's weak? Yep, because it's an opinion. Yeah. Now, even though she is an expert in that, I would say, in that field, it's just one person's feeling. So it's sort of kind of weak. Okay? And yes, it's not based yet. So you know how to argue your way. What? Bagus ni budak-budak ni. Okay, next. So you're clear about how to analyze a weak and a strong supporting data, right? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Next. Iramaya's group, they did inductive versus deductive, and they did assumptions. Now, assumptions should be really easy for you guys. You can just watch the videos. I'm just gonna go really quickly with inductive versus deductive. Inductive reasoning versus deductive reasoning. Okay, now the concept is a triangle. Just gonna use this. D, I use it for down. D for down, meaning that usually triangle is in this shape, right? So a deductive reasoning is a terbalik triangle. Did I disable? Did I disable? Mira. Okay, a deductive reasoning, D for down, because this is the normal shape of a triangle, but D is for a downward facing triangle. So D for deductive reasoning, what it means is it starts with a very general statement. That paragraph or that set of sentences start with something that's very general, and it will end with a very specific conclusion. So that's deductive. You have to be able to tengok, identify, recognize that the statement made here is general, and the conclusion made here is specific. I think you will see more if nanti when we do the latihan. But for now, this is just the concept. You can watch I think you can watch Iramaya's group presentation on this. But this is just very briefly, very quickly. So D for down, meaning the terbalik triangle. It starts with a general statement, and it will end with a specific conclusion. Inductive reasoning is terbalik, meaning it will start with something that is very specific, and it will end with something quite general. That's it. For more information, a more detailed explanation, go watch Iramaya's group. Okay, next is assumptions. I'm not going to do assumptions. Assumptions so easy. We tested people very clever at making assumption when don't talk about it. You can always watch their videos. Now, Ida's group did facts versus opinion. Also very easy, also very detailed. Cumanya in general, facts is something that is very concrete. You've got numbers, you've got research. Don't forget to like and comment. Okay, Ramaya. Okay, fact is something very concrete lah. Macam you've got numbers, you've got things that are concrete, and you got facts. You've got like a research done by like the Ministry of whatever. Okay, opinions adalah when you see the word feel, when you see the word believe, even though the person saying it is an expert. Dr. Marsha Fieldstone. Where have I heard that name before? Oh, while you were sleeping. Okay. For example, Dr. Marsha Fieldstone, an expert in love and marriage counseling. Even though she is an expert, kan, when you see a statement made by her that has the word feel, believe, think, semua tu, right? Then it's an opinion. Okay? So anything that shows not concrete, not supported by like concrete evidence, anything that has the word maybe, feel, believe, think, and all that, that would be an opinion. Okay, next is inferences versus conclusions. A lot of people are confused with how to make inferences and how to make conclusions. Macam mana tahu the difference? They're about the same. Yes, they are almost about kind of like similar, the same. Inference and conclusion. It's still coming to an end with something, but what's the difference? Now, did you remember in school, you did science. Now, when you do science, you are in the buku log, right? You have the science logbook, and then you bought your experiments, and you are asked to write an inference, not a conclusion, betul tak? Inference. So inference, buat inference dari eksperimen ini. Asal you pun buat inference. Why? Because inference is more macam based on tang-tang tu nampak, like benda yang nampak tang-tang tu, you know what I mean? Like it's something that it's very factual. Macam you can't lari from that. It has to be from there, then time tu juga. That's why when you're doing science, you don't make a conclusion, you make an inference. Okay, because it's there. Terang kat situ. That's inference. Conclusion pula, it can be made from your understanding of a certain issue, from an understanding of a certain person, from your understanding of anything. And that's why when you watch a movie, when you watch a drama, when you gossip, when you are spreading a rumor, okay, you make conclusions, not inference. Okay, in a way, conclusion juga based on facts, based on evidence semuanya, but you can make it by macam using your prior knowledge. Macam tu. Contoh, what can I take? Contoh conclusion. Let's take to Dong Dak. Okay, so Dak was really famous, and then Dak very famous, and then people love to Dong Dak, and whenever like Dak release any new tudung, people just buy it, kan? Like Dak would just put it dekat their website, like 2 seconds gone, right? Then Vivi's statement made this like, she made a sort of this comment on the B40 thing, and she sort of, there was an argument with Nia, Atasha, and then the conclusion is that now not a lot of people are buying Dak anymore because, people don't like Dak so much anymore. So that's making a conclusion based on a lot of things that you know. Inference, you cannot lah. Inference, you kena tengok the statistics, you kena tengok the facts, you kena tengok the numbers and all that. Okay? Clear? Roasted duck, you mean okay. Bangsa bubble teas. I'm talking about duck. Allah, anak-anak ayam ni. Citik buat benda. Okay? Okay. So that's taking an inference. All right, next I'm going to go on to author's tone, purpose, point of view, intended audience, issue, and bias. Okay, tone is very easy. I think Afika's group did a really great job explaining about an author's tone. So the author can be sarcastic, she can be informative, she can be persuasive, she can be serious or humorous, whatever lah kan. You can figure it out because you've been reading a lot kan. Test students, kamu macam baca. And then dia punya purpose. Basically the purpose and the tone will go hand in hand. Usually purpose is to inform, to persuade, to entertain, or whatever. Now I want to talk about the intended audience. Now, when a person writes, they usually have a sort of preset intended audience. Okay. Now let's say, for example, this book. Okay. Who do you think is the intended audience for this. Attachment and sexual offending. Who do you think is the author's intended audience? Law students, yes. Law students, lawyers, correct to mundo lagi. Kau tak bucin. Tentu kasih dulu. Other than law students, who else? Maybe I should cut down on my cupcakes. Cepat lah. Other than law students, who else? Law practitioner, alright, okay. For in the law field. Ministers, yeah. Some to public readers. Okay. Public readers would be not very specific, okay? Yes. Psychology students, law students, psychologists, lawyers, people in the ministry, and all that, okay? So it's for, it's something that's quite serious. Yes, public readers boleh, cumanya it's not specific because it's not like, it's not a general topic. But if like makcik rumah sebelah yang whatever pakcik tu sepupu-sepupu orang nak baca boleh je, but the intended audience is definitely law students, lawyers, or activists yang mempertahankan hak asasi kanak-kanak and all that, because it's like kanak-kanak. Okay, right. You have to think about the intended audience. Now I'm just going to go with the second book. Now, who do you think the intended audience for this book is? Communication in cognitive behavioral therapy. Who do you think is the intended audience? Psychology students, yes. Psychology students, psychology psychologists, can be for lawyers as well, if they want to understand. Therapists, yes. People who are in the psychological field, yes. Okay, so clear. So, okay, another example would be an article that's written that moms trying to understand their children. Can, but that will fall under public readers, the public lah, which is not wrong, but it's not, specific. Me to understand Emily in that book. Boleh lah. Okay, so let's say an article and the title is how to stop your children from wetting the bed. Okay, how to stop your children from wetting the bed. Now, who will be the intended audience? How to stop your children from wetting the bed. Parents? Yes. Soon to be parents. Yes, parents. Yeah. Moms. Zamatul ni duk mom tadi. Exactly. So parents, moms, people who are trying to understand kids. Yeah. Cikgu tadika ke ibu bapa angan. Ke ibu bapa angan. Okay, yes, so very easy. I think because I'm teaching teacher budget cute. Because I'm teaching TESOL kids, it's easy for me because I don't have to explain a lot because you pandai one like me lah, or we pandai one. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna go with bias. I'm gonna talk about the issue of biasness. Let's say the author is a girl. The author is Iramaya. Okay. She wrote an article, and the article title is Men Are the Most Complicated Human Beings on Earth. That's her title. So just by reading her title and knowing that the author is a girl, Iramaya, okay, just by reading the title and looking at the author's picture and the author's name, you know dah, you terus know dah, this article is going to be biased ni. So it's not objective. So when you are analyzing an article, you have to be able to identify whether the article is biased Or is it objective? Meaning there's no, is very neutral, there's no macam, there's no biased language or words macam tu, okay? Really? You know, it's very, very small because men give me problems. Example, Aiman. Okay, so that's it. So these are the things that you need to know to prepare you for written article analysis, which is your pair work, and to prepare you for your test, which will be done in week 9. So I think I've covered everything in really quickly. And your friends have covered everything in very, very detailed explanation. So go watch the videos if you are confused. Now, for today, what's going to happen is, okay, we are going to sort of discuss your forum topics. Now, you already have your forum groups in a group of 4, minimum 6, maximum. So you are going to create a WhatsApp group and you're going to include me in the WhatsApp group. But when you do your discussions, just pretend I'm not in the group, but don't kick me out because I need to monitor everything. Okay, so create a small WhatsApp group for your forum groups. Name the WhatsApp group as ED5013D and put an emoji. That emoji will be replaced by your title / your topic once I have approved. Okay, so we're going to talk about forum. In coming up with the forum topics, you have to remember that a forum is sort of like a debate discussion thing. So you have to have 2 sides. So when coming up with a topic, you have to think of a topic that you can argue. Contoh, the topic is who's more complicated, men or women? Men or women? Grammar, pronunciation. Okay. Who's more complicated, men or women? So that's your topic, for example. So nanti during the forum, one side will be saying that men is more complicated. Men are more complicated, and one side will talk about sebenarnya women lagi lah more complicated. Okay? So when you are coming up with a topic, please think about that. It has to be a topic that can have, you know, opposing side dengan the agreeing side. Okay? Lepas tu, or is or what? It should be an. What is the computer with guys? Okay, so when you're coming up with a man or women, what did I say? I said men. I said N. Don't know lah. Whatever lah. Okay, so your topic there, for example, women are more complicated. Tak ingat lah. Okay, whatever lah. So your topic, you choose, and then while you are choosing, you're going to be discussing it. And during discussion, I will be in. So when you discuss it, I can join in and say, okay, I reject this, I approve this, and this is boring, this is whatnot. So you have to think of a topic that's close to you, that's related to you, that's from your heart, that's from your head, your mind, your brain. It's something that you like. It can be a sensitive topic, okay, but I'll have to look at it and approve it. Do not take a topic directly from Google. If I've sort of seen it before, I will reject it. And the topic can be boring. It has to be interesting, and it has to be, the most important thing is it has to come from you and not from Google. So discuss the topic and include me in the discussion as well. Okay, so you will choose your topics. All right. And with that, I'm gonna end this live stream. Okay, and I'm gonna see you guys in WhatsApp in the small WhatsApp groups. Please include me. Create it now. Include me now. So the discussion can be done with me. Nanti korang discuss, and then kamu dengan topik and I reject. So I have to be in the discussion. Also, please make sure that you sign in the attendance in Google Form and future. The letter A or the letter B is better. Boleh lah. Okay. So if you are okay, clear. Do you have any questions? If you don't have any questions, you type duck. Type duck in the chat section. Type duck in the chat section. And I will end this live stream. So thank you for today. So I told you very, very fast. Thank you for today. Thank you for the time. And I'll see you in WhatsApp. Okay, goodbye everybody.